Does an empire die? Does it collapse in one terrible moment? No, no. But there comes a time when its people no longer believe in it.
Don't let the now destroy the forever.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel and time for another episode of Luke's Reviews. On today's video, we're going to be discussing a film that has been 60 years in the making. It comes from Francis Ford Coppola, a director that appears on many people's Mount Rushmore of the greatest directors of all time. This is my review of Megalopolis. Plot synopsis time. God, this should be fun. Megalopolis is set in a reimagined America. Still modern in aesthetics, but this America shares more in common with ancient Rome. The rich revel in absurd lavishness, hosting debaucherous parties, whilst the poor and downtrodden suffer in slums. One man, Cesar Catilina, is a visionary, daring to fight against the oppression of the politicians, proclaiming that with his newfound building material and his ability to control time, Caesar seeks to build Megalopolis, a utopia for humanity to live and thrive. And other stuff happens too. There's a reason why even attempting to summarize Megalopolis is damn near impossible. And that's because it is an incoherent, insufferable mess of a movie. Buckle up, everyone. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I'm all for filmmakers expressing their vision, to tell a story in their own way, in the way that they best see fit, and to really experiment with the cinematic form. If we didn't have visionaries working across film, cinema simply wouldn't be where it is today. And so when it comes to Megalopolis, whilst I am about to sit here to tear this film apart for the next few minutes, I do also have to applaud Francis Ford Coppola on just having such a bold and audacious vision. As much as I loathe this film, I would rather a director take a swing and miss entirely than to never have taken the swing at all. But that being said, whatever this vision was when it was first conceptualized has now been butchered and bastardized with the final product. For a filmmaker who is widely regarded as one of the greatest living directors of all time, with films like the Godfather trilogy and Apocalypse Now to his name, Francis Ford Coppola is synonymous with critically acclaimed works. So I think that's why it's rather uncomfortable to see how far he has fallen off when watching Megalopolis. Coppola's execution in both the writing and the directing is quite frankly abysmal. Whatever that vision was has now devolved into an incoherent, babbling mess of nothing but pretentiousness. A screenplay that features baffling lines of dialogue spoken by actors who are so far above this material. Coppola's direction is scattered. His direction is scattered. Visuals are bombarding the audience without any clear sense of reason. The term direction literally means a course along which something moves, and a director is supposed to be the force behind that movement. Coppola's purpose and intentions are absent from every single frame of this movie. And yet, most frustratingly of all, there is a vague sense of entitlement emanating from him, as if he has deliberately constructed a film that is leagues beyond our comprehension, but there isn't any of that, oh, I just didn't get it type nonsense. That's not the case with Megalopolis. Straight up, there is nothing to get. Eccentric sequences that lack imagination. Visual effects cluttering the screen, and rather than presenting a dizzying landscape of future possibilities, the presentation often appears cheap and, dare I say, AI generated. There is absolutely no rhyme or reason to any of the story beats. Character arcs are woefully uninteresting. Caesar develops a relationship with Julia, whom he later proclaims to be his muse, but their romance has no spark, no life. Shia LaBeouf and Aubrey Plaza's character, who by the way is named Wow Platinum. Sorry, I have to get that information out there. But they're off on their own nefarious, self-centered exploits, and what purpose does it all serve? Well, the same as the rest of the movie. None at all. And for the defense of, the whole, oh, it isn't meant to be understood. Okay, cool. Did I feel anything when watching Megalopolis? Well, besides soul-crushing boredom for 2.5 hours? No. But again, that's not for lack of trying, because believe me, I was searching for something to care about, but this world and the characters are so mechanical and inhumane. Now, some of you may be sat there listening to my many, many grievances and think, well, hang on, he has managed to wrangle quite the star-studded cast together. Are they at least any good? Not really. But I'm not necessarily going to boil that down to it being directly the actors' faults. Stars such as Adam Driver, Giancarlo Esposito, Shia LaBeouf, and Aubrey Plaza are A-list talent, but their performances range from either overacted and frenzied to lost and aimless. Nathalie Emmanuel, I like her, but she's not currently at a leading lady quality to me, so her role ultimately felt miscast. And Jon Voight, I mean, I'm convinced he was never handed a script. He never knew what the hell was going on. I think he just showed up on set, in costume, and Coppola rolled the cameras and they just took whatever they could get. But as I said, I don't necessarily think the actors are solely to blame here. There are some line deliveries where I thought, why? But looking at it from their perspective, they probably saw this project come into their laps and thought, I get the chance to work with Francis Ford Coppola, sign me the hell up. And then they got the screenplay, realized that it is just absolute nonsense, and that they had no lock on the story or the character that they were playing, and were just left in a state of limbo thinking, okay, cool, I'll read the dialogue. I think I know what it's trying to suggest. And like I said, there are some staggeringly poor line deliveries from talent that should know better. But again, if you're an editor in this movie, you will have done so many different takes. And the take that you chose for the final cut of the movie, are you seriously telling me that that is the best you had to work with? Honestly, I don't really have much more to say about Megalopolis, primarily because there is very little to think about. It isn't a visionary experience. It isn't going to redefine cinema. Megalopolis is what happens when you have a director who goes off on some egotistical trip, so self-absorbed in this vision that he refuses to listen to any reason and crafts hundreds of millions of dollars on a vanity project. It is an absolute slog to sit through and one of the most torturous cinematic experiences I have had since I saw Cats. Yeah, it really is that bad. I'm going to give Megalopolis, possibly generously, a 2 out of 10. Anyway, guys, those were my thoughts on Megalopolis. Let me know. What are yours? I am so interested to know if anyone liked this movie, if anyone appreciated what Coppola was trying to do. Let me know. And my question for you, what would you say is the worst film from an acclaimed director? But that's all the time we have for today. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Hello, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to click that like button. And if you aren't already, click that subscribe button too.